World Rugby Rankings for the end of the Six Nations, essentially. We'll go over the rankings, where's everybody sitting, potential changes, recent changes, and yeah, man, the international rugby for a while is almost done. We've got one more weekend left, and then, yeah, we're going to have a break from internationals for a bit. I have changed my location again in the room. I am still trying to figure out the best setup for both my life and the whiteboard, but we'll see how things go. I feel like it's a little bit echoier, is that a word? From this angle, but anyway, once I get the couch, that'll be hopefully rectified a little bit. The Rugby World Rankings as they stand, South Africa still number one. Don't need to say anything more about that. Been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks because it's been the same for weeks and weeks and weeks. Likewise, New Zealand at number 2. There is a change at number 3 with France's victory over Wales. They have gone up into 3rd. They were in 4th. England, with their loss to Ireland, are down into 4th. So those teams swap places. France are on 86.17. They were on 85.64. So they're up just under a point. England are on 85.44, down from 86.41. So pretty much down 1 point. It's the way the points exchange tends to go. Likewise, Ireland and Wales have swapped places. Ireland on the back of their win, up from 83.72 to 84.69. Wales down to 83.44 from 83.97, so kind of down half a point for them. So, yeah, that's kind of the main goings on. There has been no change with Scotland with their victory over Italy, just because the points difference between the teams is so great that Scotland don't get any tangible benefits from that win in terms of the points ranking. Obviously, the Six Nations standings will look better for it, and that's maybe a bit more meaningful. Most of these other teams, like Australia, Argentina, Japan, Fiji, Tonga, and Samoa, have not been playing, so there's no changes to their rankings. Georgia, however, are still quietly just creeping up. Now, they've still got a bit of a distance to go to get to Fiji on 76.87. But Georgia, with their victory over Russia, which was relatively convincing, 23 points to 6. Georgia are up from 73.31 to 73.73. So it's just kind of ever so slowly inching their way up the board. Whereas the Italians still aren't on the board. They, with that loss, are stuck at 70.65. Just behind Samoa here, so not too far behind, but behind nonetheless. Interestingly, after last week's video on the world rankings, people said that Georgia and Italy have only played twice. Surely that's a fixture we would like to see more often. Doesn't have to be annually, but surely they could make some kind of cup, trophy. I don't know, like we've got the Bledisloe Cup. That's a pretty meaningful one between Australia and New Zealand. You know, Scotland and England have got the Calcutta Cup. It seems like a natural rivalry there that could benefit from at least some kind of regular or semi-regular competition. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? I think it could be beneficial. Other results around the world. Romania beat Spain 22-16. So Romania is actually up to 18th from 19th. They're on 66.22. Spain are down a spot, so they swap place with Romania, so they're down to 19th. Yeah, there's a couple more games on in Europe outside of France against Scotland this Friday. That Friday game could see France maybe slightly close the gap on New Zealand, but not by a heck of a lot if they get a win, whereas if they lose, France could drop down to 5th. It's pretty tight, and that kind of section of the board there. Scotland could pass Argentina if they get a win. I don't think they'll move if they lose. So, yeah, it could be kind of steady as she goes. Portugal's also going to play Spain on Saturday. I'm sure that's a big rivalry between those two teams. That could be a good watch. I haven't managed to see any of these games yet. You guys told me that you can watch the games for free. With hopefully a bit less rugby on this weekend, I can find a chance to see some of these games. And Georgia is going to play Romania. So that could be a nice one as well, with Romania having recently gone up a spot. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about the rankings. How do you think these are sitting in terms of real life? Part of me kind of likes the idea of France at 3, but then also knowing that we are in the same World Cup pool, having 2 and 3 in the same World Cup pool is another one of those moments that you look at the how early they draw the pools for the Rugby World Cup and think it's probably not the best fit, but it still should be a really titanic clash. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.